try to paraphrase the ruling, why the judge found what he said was his rationale for finding for the city?
It's a short decision. It's on the website of the New York State Supreme Court, so you can look at it. I was struck by the final sentence, which said something about the city should be allowed to that we shouldn't be allowed to restrain the city from executing laws to ensure public health and safety. That's never been what we were doing. That's never been what this argument or this fight's been about. That's not what we argued when we were in court. We were talking about fundamental First Amendment right to express ourselves. And as we said in court, First Amendment is not just about a freedom of speech, it's about a freedom of assembly, it's about a freedom of expressing yourself, and frankly, in today's age, in the 21st century, simply coming together and speaking. We can do that on Twitter, we can do that on Facebook. That hasn't been a remedy that has really gotten anywhere, and I think that what you're seeing is a groundswell of people, not just in New York City, not just in New York State, but throughout the country and throughout the world, and every time there's a setback in the court, you see people redoubling their efforts. And I don't think it's a coincidence that it happened just 2 days before a major protest was scheduled on Thursday for people in Occupy Wall Street.
And I'd like to add one more thing.
The mayor's an asshole. How about that?
Which is, if Mayor Bloomberg was so sure that his plans and his actions comported with past scrutiny and past muster with the First Amendment, why didn't he do it at 1 o'clock in the morning, in the dead of night, with a phalanx of police officers to take these people out?
Can you explain the confusion between a public park privately owned? What is, I mean, is that what's at issue here as well? Like the confusion between who's really got the right? Is there any clarity to that?
Our position in court was that there's no difference in terms of the right to exercise constitutional rights, whether it's a privately owned public park or publicly owned public park. The judge did not reject that position. Rather, he simply accepted the city's position that we need to get into the park in order to protect health and safety. In our view, there are not serious safety and health concerns, or if there are, they can be attended to without anything appropriate.
What's the concern if they're allowing you back in?
There's nothing to prevent them.
If they're allowing you back in, are you saying that tents are a necessary tool for them to exercise their rights? Is this about the tents since they can go back?
If there's going to be a right to a 24-hour occupation, we believe to exercise First Amendment, we believe to be a special message to their supporters here and around the world, why it's become such a powerful message. But that right has, along with it, the intended right to be protected from the elements. And the city has no real reason to prevent people from bringing a sleeping bag, but it's the right part to protect.
Is the park open now, you know?
The park should be open now, based on what was said today in open court on the record by the city, and based on what this order says. There's nothing in this order that should stop the park from being fully accessible to all New York City.
Did the judge order the park open?
The judge does not order the park open.
The city represented that it should be open.
Right.
Mayor Bloomberg said.
So as far as you're concerned, everybody can go back to work now, stay tonight.
Right.
As long as they don't have to.
Wasn't there some...
We can't advise our clients how they're going to organize, what they're going to do. They're their own movement, they're their own people, they're making their own autonomous decisions. We're simply attorneys representing them in a court of law. When we feel like the city has acted unlawfully, as they did when they appeared suddenly in the dead of night under cloak of a 1 a.m. raid with bulldozers with their blades down, going down Broadway in New York City. And we'll continue to fight here in the courts, and they'll continue to organize.
The police are cowards.
Sleep there overnight and comply with this order?
As we read this order, there's nothing in this order that stops them from being able to sleep there tonight, and there's certainly nothing in this order that says that they can't enter the park immediately. And again, in court, it's made very clear by the city and represented to the judge, considering this application, that the park would be open for protest.
Well, there's no tent. All you see is no tent.
Again, we're going to read it carefully. I believe the word structure was also there. So all of you, step by step, moment by moment. We're going to go back to our offices. We're going to recharge our cell phones. We're going to pour ourselves a cup of coffee. We're going to look over.
Thank you, Yetta. You're awesome. Thank you for all your hard work.
Just your name, please. I'm sorry. Yetta Perlis. And your name is?
Thank you, Yetta.
Yetta rocks. Yetta is